Welcome to the HohO Show.
Rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we
defend the Constitution, because freedom matters.
Broadcasting from Weaponized Sloth Productions Studio B, welcome to the HohO Show, and as always, I'm your host, HohO. So how y'all's doing? I hope you're doing good. I really do. Today we are continuing on with the comments section. This time we're going to be talking about reproductive rights. Now I know this is a very hot button type of a topic, abortion. Yeah, it's a hot button issue. It really is. Now, I'm going to acknowledge that I'm probably misinterpreting what it is that the person who gave this comment was talking about, but considering that it is a hot button topic, why not? Again, I want to provide clarity on my view, my belief on this, and if y'all disagree, that's fine. You can definitely let me know in the comments section for this episode over in Spreaker.com. Of course, you can head on over to the HohO Show and put your comment there. Or, of course, you can always email me, hoho@thehohoshow.com, with any of your questions, comments, or concerns. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I got to be honest with you. I'm pro-choice. I really am. I am pro-choice. But I am completely and utterly against abortion. I'm not pro-abortion. Women already have so many rights regarding reproduction, regarding their options that they have, things that they can do, steps that they can take. And these are options that, let's just be honest, men don't have these same options. Women want us to defend their rights to be pro-choice, but yet they don't do anything for men's rights in this same arena. They just don't. And as a man, we're discriminated against on this. We really are. If the finger is pointed at us, then, we have to pay child support. We're locked into paying that child support till at least a child is 18 years of age, and sometimes even longer if they want to go to college. Sometimes we're denied a DNA test to ensure that we actually are the father of that child. It's kind of ridiculous. It really is. Here in the state of Illinois, if you miss one stinking payment, you're paying for the rest of your life. Here in the state of Illinois, it doesn't matter how much money you make because the court can just decide arbitrarily how much money they're going to take from you to provide for that child. And the only relief we have is another guy stepping in and adopting our child, making it to where we no longer have to be financially responsible to said child. I don't see women or really anybody fighting for male rights in this arena. I really don't. Now, one of the things that was made, a comment that was made, arguments that has been made is, abortion for the sake of rape and incest. And in which case, okay, I can understand that one. I can get behind that one. But let's be honest about this, though, because the reasoning of rape and incest is only the reason given to about 5% of all abortions. That's it. So, you're using a minute cause of why people get abortion to justify the other 95% of all abortions. Why are you using 5% of the cases to justify the other 95%? I find that extremely dishonest. I really do. And like I said before, women already have choices. They really do. Let me just start with this. I don't know if you're aware of this, but the act of sex has a side effect. And that side effect is the possibility of becoming or getting somebody else pregnant. It's for reproducing. That's what it's for. I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know if the school that you went to was honest in telling you that, but sex is for the purpose of reproduction. That's not to say that you can't have fun doing it, for trying. And if you don't want child, then there are many options out there. There's birth control, there's condoms, there's, UTIs or whatever the heck them things are called. There's options anyway. But whenever Roe versus Wade was first, ruled in favor of Roe versus Wade, this was a time that human reproduction, we were still pretty ignorant in it. And even the people whom supported Roe versus Wade, even they had the mindset that it should be, restricted and that it should be rare. I mean, that's something that even Bill Clinton said, it should be restricted, it should be rare. Abortion isn't intended to be used as a birth control. It's not. And I mean, I got to be honest with you. I find it kind of appalling. I really do, especially learning the process by which babies are aborted. And they are babies. I mean, let's be honest with it. Why do we draw the moral distinction at the time of birth? Why is it murder 2 days after birth, but yet it's not murder 2 days before birth? Is there really any difference in the development of the baby 2 days prior to and 2 days after? No, there's not. But when Roe versus Wade was decided, we were very, very ignorant on human development. We didn't know. We didn't know what we didn't know. We just didn't. Now we know that the heartbeat is present within what? 3 weeks? 2 to 3 weeks? Somewhere around in that time frame? We are aware now that there are brainwaves within between 5 months, around 5 months, give or take, 4 to 6 months, around in that time frame. We're aware of this. The baby looks like a baby. Brainwaves, a heartbeat. All these things are present pretty early in human development. It really is. Now, if you want to take the option, or if you want that option, again, I'm anti-abortion. I really am. I always have been. I believe, as per my faith, that life begins at conception. That's my belief. Okay. And I don't apologize for it. It's who I am. If you don't like it, if you disagree, that's fine. But there are options outside of abortion. And if in the cases of rape and incest, if you want to terminate that pregnancy and you do it early enough, then fine. I may not agree with it, but I understand your reasoning, and I'm not going to condemn you. No judgment. Not at all. I'm not that type of person. I'm not like that. I get it. But if you wait until a time that you know that baby is developing, then why? I mean, abortions are something that you can get in every state. There may be some states that have more restrictions on them. The Dodd decision, I think, the overturning of Roe versus Wade, that didn't abolish abortion. It just put the matter back in the hands of the state. I mean, really what I'm against is the whole, why are my tax dollars being used to fund abortions, like, taxpayer money going to Planned Parenthood? There ain't nothing about Planned Parenthood that is helping people become parents. That's a fallacy in the name. So, I mean, why is my tax dollars being used to fund abortions? I disagree with that. I don't think that should be something that is being done. But again, that's my opinion. It may not be an opinion that you share, but it's my opinion. And again, I'm not going to apologize for it. But I understand why somebody would want to abort their baby in the case of rape and incest. I do. But there's no reason why you would want to wait on that. Incest may be a little bit harder for you to do. Okay. Depending on, yeah. It may be harder, and that's understandable. No judgment. None at all. I get it. But let's be honest about what it is that we're doing. Have you ever researched? Have you ever looked into? Have you ever watched an abortion? Are you familiar with what they do? Because let me be honest about it. It's pretty stinking gruesome. It really is. I mean, I've seen several different abortion procedures, what they do, how they do it. I mean, it really is disturbing, especially whenever you take it to consideration, you understand and you realize that the child that they are aborting can feel, is aware of what's going on. They scream. Abortion should be something that is a last resort. It shouldn't be used as a form of birth control. There should be restrictions on it. If we're putting the distinction of, how we define life by a heartbeat, then why isn't a baby and should be protected whenever the baby has a heartbeat? If brainwaves is a distinction that we use to determine life, then why isn't a baby that has measurable brainwaves, why isn't that a method by which we use? And if you're going to say that, a baby's life isn't valued because they're not self-dependent, well, how long does it take for even a baby whom is born to be self-independent? I mean, are they able to feed themselves? Can they hunt and gather their own food? No, they can't. Why is that a distinction that some people want to say? And if you're going to throw that distinction there, I mean, there are many people in their twilight years, they can't care for themselves. Should they be exterminated as well? Why is it okay to draw the line in that place to justify an abortion, but not in the other? I don't understand it. Help me understand. I am pro-choice, but I am also anti-abortion. I don't think it should be used as a form of birth control. There are other options out there. And I don't want you to preach to me about, my body, my choice. Men don't have those type of rights. We're subject to the draft. We may be sent over to a foreign nation to die for our country. Women aren't subject to that. A woman can demand child support from the parent, from the father. In some cases, they don't even need to have a DNA test. Just by pointing the finger and that's the dad, then, that they're stuck paying for that baby. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe that, you should abandon. I believe that, that especially whenever you take into consideration that, when you have sex with somebody else, a baby is possible, then you should take responsibility for your actions. I believe that wholeheartedly. But let's also be honest about something else. As a woman, you can go to a police station. You can go to a firehouse. You can go to any church. You can just drop that baby off without any criminal repercussions at all. You have the right and freedom to do that. No criminal backlash, no civil backlash. You have the ability to do that. Does a man have that ability? No, we don't. Just being honest with you, we don't. So women want to, no uterine, no choice, yeah, whatever, but yet they can't identify what a woman is. But that's beside the point. They want the right to choose, but yet, what are they really after? Is it the right to choose, which they already have, or is it the right to kill an innocent child? What is it are people really after in the dispute of reproductive rights? Holy crap, I was not Englishing very well on that one. What is it you're after? Are you after the so-called right to kill somebody else, or do you want the right to choose your body, your choice? Now, there's other hilarious aspects in here that I can throw. One of which being, you have the Democrat Party, whom is, your body, your choice, but yet they were okay with, mandating everybody take a vaccine. Well, which is it? Is it my body? Is it my choice? Or do you have the right to choose? I fall upon freedom. I always do. And if your argument to be anti that position is, well, it's not your body. Aha. You're right, it's not. You're choosing not to abort your own body, have your own body ripped and torn apart for somebody else's, to protect somebody else's inconvenience. You're choosing to do that to a baby, an unborn baby, but that's what you're choosing to do it to. It's not your body anymore. My body, my choice, but, it seems to be pretty one-sided. My point of view. I understand that abortion is a hot topic. A lot of people try to avoid it by any means necessary. I get it. I really do. And very seldom is it actually done for the physical health of the parent. I'm not talking about mental health. I don't really consider that to be justifiable. Again, my opinion. But let's be honest about human reproduction. Having sex has a side effect of becoming pregnant or getting somebody pregnant. Abortion should not be used as a form of birth control. Abortion should be rare, and there should be restrictions. Women already have choices, and many of them, options that they have. There's always adoption. Why is that something that seems to be overlooked by a lot of people? I mean, I think it's kind of sad that adoption, it's easier to adopt a child from abroad than what it is within the United States. I mean, holy crap. The selection process, it's expensive. It takes a long time. I mean, now I get it. It should take time. It's a decision that should be taken seriously. I get it. But why is it so much easier to adopt a child from Africa than what it is to adopt a child from here within the United States? It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, holy crap, it shouldn't be. But yet here we are. Now, if you think that there should be reform to the system, then I completely agree with that. Absolutely. I think the system should be reformed. They should rethink a lot of these decisions. I mean, I think that if you are able to provide food in a child's stomach, a roof over their head, clothing on their back, then that there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to adopt a child. I'm not even against, gay or lesbian couples adopting a child. I'm not against that. Why isn't adoption considered a viable choice? Because it is. It's a very viable choice. I understand this is a hot button issue. I really do. And I understand that, we may disagree on that. And that's fine. Like I said, this is America. We have the right to disagree. Let me know what you think on that. Feel free to put a comment over on Spreaker. Just find the episode and put your comments there. Of course, you can head on over to the website, thehohoshow.com, put your comments in there. And of course, you can email me, hoho@thehohoshow.com. Let me know where you stand. Let me know your questions, your comments, your concerns. Disagree or agree, doesn't matter. I'm always open to, your comments. And thank you to those who comment on the shows. I really do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. That level of engagement is totally awesome. And, there are several people who have been a fan of the show for almost since like day one that, comment on a regular basis. And I enjoy those comments. I really do. And thank you to those who do that. I'm not going to go out and name bomb at this particular point in time, but you know who you are. And I greatly appreciate you. I really do. None of these episodes regarding the comment sections are attacks on anybody's beliefs. They really aren't. And like I had said on I believe the last episode, that all I'm doing with these episodes is trying to provide a little clarity on what I believe and how I feel about certain issues. And in all honesty, I think that whenever push comes to shove, when you take politics out of a lot of these issues, we mostly agree on the issues. I think we really do. Let's be honest, when you're talking about the abortion issue, most people agree. There are very few people out there that are 100%, pro-abortion, no matter what. Most people believe in some type of restriction regarding abortion. Most people do. Most people agree with the whole incest and rape thing. Most people agree with that. Do you? Let me know in the comments. Send me a message, thehohoshow.com. Send me an email, hoho@thehohoshow.com. There we go. So that's all I got for you on this episode. That is it. The next episode, we'll be doing another one of these. So thank you very much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one. This has been The HoHo Show. For more information, you can head to thehohoshow.com. And for the merchandise store, you can head on over to stinkpickle.com. That is stinkpickle.com. Until next time.